Welcome everybody to another episode of the Knockers TV. We're very happy to have you guys here today. We got a very special guest in the building today, Miss Wannie-Mae, a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, a trailblazer in our community who's doing really great things. And I think we know that she's a great example for a lot of sectors of what we're trying to do for this show. So we're very happy to have you in the program today. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So, we're here. How are you feeling?
I'm doing okay.
All right. Well, once again, thank you for being a part of this program. We've been trying to talk to you for a little while, trying to get to you, and we're happy to have you here today. First thing first, congratulations on your store.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. This is one of the main reasons why we wanted to get to you because obviously before the program we visited you, we saw your boutique, and it's a beautiful one. You've done a great job, and you are so innovative on a lot of levels that we're going to get into later in the show. So thank you for being here. Now, first thing we want to get into is what is Miss Wannie-Mae about? First of all, where are you from? Your nationality, stuff like that. What are you about a little bit?
Well, I'm Wannie-Mae, born in Liberia. Lived currently in Minneapolis for the last, couple years.
How long have you been here? Well, at what age did you get to the United States?
When I was
Around, say, under 10?
Around that age.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've been here for a long time.
I have.
Okay.
I have.
What can you remember? What was life like, even though you were a super child when you left Liberia? But is there anything you remember about your experience before coming over here?
I guess for me, it just back on education was key for us growing up in a household with a parent who focused mostly on education. So just going to school, coming home, and doing more homework and going to bed.
That is the African way, which is a beautiful thing. Our African parents really drill education into us and all the good morality, all the good moral stuff. That's the African parents for you. Up to this point, before we even get to how you've progressed to your stores and the wonderful sort of a out of the box sort of a career that you were into, what has the American experience been for you like?
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
Have you ever been back to Liberia to visit?
No, I haven't.
Are you planning on doing that?
At this moment, probably not.
Okay, all right. Hey, I've been back there for a little while. It's encouraging. Things are getting better. Things are moving forward a little bit. So, and we all try to do our best as we're over here. To whether it be like you're doing here with your business and things like that, it reflects good upon where we're from. Stuff like that.
Right. I mean, I might go back in the future, but right now it's not in my plan of going back.
Okay. Now, how did you get into business in the first place? How did you get into owning your own boutique, your own stores? What was the beginning like for you for this journey?
I think it was I don't know. I want to say a weird one in a way because I never saw myself doing business. That was never my game plan growing up or thinking about doing it, or I wasn't like my plan in life to be a business owner. But I think the older I grew, and I love fashion a lot, and I love clothing. Right. So I figure, why not try something different outside my comfort zone.
Okay. Now, when you had the thought process to say, I'm going to start this business, as your love for fashion grew and all these things, what was the early stages like for you? Did you start this with a store? Did you start somewhere else, like online or something? What was that process like for you?
I had an online boutique, but prior to that, I was shopping locally for local clients within the Minneapolis area where I would dress them up for work, whatever. But that was something I did part-time just to get extra income coming through because I wasn't working full-time back then when I did that as a part-time gig. But then when I got my business started, it was an online boutique that I kind of did that online fully until I was able to open a store a month ago.
So in the beginning, you were almost like a sort of like a personal stylist?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. So you were going to set individuals' homes and
Right. I
helping
mean,
them.
pretty much going to different stores and just getting outfits put together for them, and then having them try it on and getting things, for work or an event that they want to be a part of. But I think the reason why I kind of like went towards staff mainly because I would be in different stores and they would ask me, "What do you think about this outfit?" I'm just like, I don't work here.
Wow.
Like you should ask the clerk. I don't work here. But I think it was a way of them saying like you can do this because you had an eye for fashion and we coming to you. And I'm like, you don't even know me, but it happens all the time where they will come to me and say, hey, can I get this outfit? Should I get this color? What do you think? I'm just like, yeah, but not with that. I would kind of like give them pointers on what to do with that specific blazer or specific shirt that they have in their hand, just so they kind of like get the outfit right. Yeah.
Wow. I mean that is certainly the theme of a personal stylist.
Right, and I think for a long time I kind of like ignored that part of it because I was like I can't just have everyone dress how I dress, So it kind of like I kind of pushed that in the back of me. I wasn't trying to do it. Where for a while I stopped going to stores because I felt like they would probably ask me again, like, does that look right with my outfit? Should I get that? Or should I get this? What do you think? So.
Now, that is interesting to know. Now, when you began this business, what was the early experience like from the time you were doing it online to now that you own a store? What has that experience been like from the grass up? What can you tell these people about your early beginnings?
I think everybody will experience something different in their beginnings. For me, I think what I know for me was a little bit challenging because I didn't know where to start from with the whole process. I mean, there's clothing, but how do you get vendors? How do you get labels? How do you get the right sizing? How do you, kind of like know what your target audience is for you? And I think for me, that was a bit of a challenge because I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that I should do this because I felt like it was time to do it. I've been working a lot, trying to like do different things, but I knew that with this, it was a different vibe with me. I had a passion for it. The point where I would go without eating just to make my business,
Wow.
work. So it was tough, just not having support that you thought you would have from families and friends and the consistency and the try and errors because you go through a lot of try and errors for the first few months or first few weeks or first few years because you're trying to figure out what you want to do or what your goal is for this business, so.
Wow. And this is great for you to mention because most people out there who want to start something, whatever it might be, a business, something that other people maybe aren't thinking about in the beginning, like you said, when you don't get that support, I think it's a common thing for most people to say, feel a little discouraged and say, maybe it's not for me.
Right.
I'm going to give up. Or what was your mindset like, as you mentioned, just to go back a little bit, because this is a very important point. This is actually one of the reasons why we're doing this show, to be able to motivate people and encourage them to say, you know what, I can do this. So and so can do this. So and so got over certain challenges. I can do the same thing. So, talk to us a little bit more detail about what was your profit margin like in the beginning? Like, how did you hit the ground?
For me, there are times where you want to give up because you have no hope or no strength to pull through a certain situation. Yeah. And for me, I think that just having to get this business started the first because I was going to do it regardless, but when I first got my first batch of inventory, they actually sat for like 2 months in the house.
Wow.
Because I was afraid to do it because I was afraid of what if I fail, what if no one support my business, what if I get laughed at, so wow. I didn't really put that out there for 2 months. And then when I finally talked to someone who's a pastor, it's like, let's just go for it. You can do it, just do it. And when I came out with it, I think 2 months later, for like 6 months, I had no sales, nothing.
For 6 months?
For 6 months, I had no sales. And
what? I'm sorry. So you started your business, and then obviously you had a little bit of fear, which is a normal thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Will I succeed? And because nobody wants to fail.
Right.
But then for 6 months in the beginning, you made no penny?
I made no penny, and none whatsoever. And I think the reason why that I've learned over the past was that I was using stock pictures. I wasn't using.
What is that? What is that? I'm not too familiar.
So when you do order from a vendor, you order based on a picture you seen that you like the outfit of.
Okay, so like a model who's already wearing it?
Right,
Okay,
it's
okay.
still a stock picture.
Okay, okay.
So when you do that, you have the option to go on the website and kind of like download a picture that you like and put it on your website.
Okay.
So you're not like doing anything, you're just having that picture on your site so they can actually see the actual product on a real body.
Right, right.
But it's a model body, not like a actual person
Right,
that
okay.
you see every day in the outfit.
Definitely.
Right.
So you didn't make money for 6 months.
For 6 months I didn't.
What kept you going after that?
I think just me trying to prove a point to myself that I can do it.
To yourself.
Right, to myself. And I think the fact that I have put so much into it, and I just didn't want to waste resources, you know. And I think just having my name on things like, oh my gosh, this is mine. I couldn't see myself letting it go.
Wow. Wow.
You know, so it kind of pushed me, like, you know, it's my idea, it's my name, it's my brand. I don't want to let that go for nobody, because I know how much I've invested, sleepless nights, driving around town, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with this business, asking questions and spending money here and there. That was my main reason why I didn't give up. I'm like, I have to keep pushing, because I can't fail right now. I really like put this out there. People are watching me. What if someone out there want to do it too, and I'm giving up? You know.
Wow. Well, that is super commendable, and let me even break it down a little further. You know, it's also commendable on another level being a black woman, you know, in this country, in this system we live in. There are a lot of things that we can do outside the box, kind of like what you're doing. I'm pretty sure you have your own separate career other than your business. But there you were, you know, 6 months, no money. You could have easily said, you know, okay, I've exhausted a lot of resources.
Right.
You know, I don't want to keep incurring more debts or whatever it might have been, but you kept going. That is very much commendable strength, and, you know, that is encouraging of a black woman in this country, because it's good for us to mention, because we know the sort of a pressure that we all go through as melanated beings, but also the black woman in this place have way more pressure for so many unrealistic standards, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then with the business aspect all on your own, you know what I'm saying? That is very commendable, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, after 6 months, you know, you got you weather the storm. What was the process like from that point on going forward a little bit?
I think for me, I had to change a lot of things, from my logo to my target audience. I had to rebrand everything over. Because when I first came in, I was trying to sell to my friends, my coworkers, my neighbors, and not trying to figure out what my target audience were. So I think once that kind of came in past, I was able to like rebrand everything. I got a whole new logo. I had a whole new website made. I had a whole new inventory brought in. And then I kind of work on myself, losing weight, trying to model the clothes myself, because I felt like maybe if I do it this way, I can relate to someone out there who looks like me, have a body shape like me, and I'm not, you know, and I look a size 2, like, you know, I'm a real body.
Right.
So they can like relate to that and then buy from that.
So you got over major fears here, or whatever that might be. Number one, you got over the 6 month stuff, but then you also, because you remember you mentioned in the beginning, you bought your stuff and sat in your crib for about 2 months.
Yeah.
You know, you was like, should I really do this or not? You know.
Yeah.
But then you got to a point where you actually put yourself out there even more by modeling your own clothing.
Right. Because I felt like with the stock pictures, I wasn't selling, so something had to change, something had to give. So I had to either hire models, which I couldn't afford at that time, or do it myself.
Wow.
So I went that route of doing it myself.
I mean, from what we've seen, it's certainly paid off, and it's paying off, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. I'm glad I went that route.
Definitely. So you progressed from that point on. I remember having a conversation with you prior to this show, as we usually do with most of our guests, and you mentioned to us that you actually, obviously you were selling online before before the transition to whatever you were going, delivering to people's houses if you had to.
Right. I did that for a while. I was going to Stillwater. I was in Roosevelt. I was in South St. Paul. I was in Brooklyn Center. I was in Minneapolis. I was everywhere in the city, all over the city, because I felt like, for me, I'm so concerned about customer service. I highly, highly invest into that. I don't want to leave any like bad service to a customer or just get that bad vibe from a customer. I try
Right.
my best to meet them halfway.
So you really care about
Just
the
that
people you sell to, number
customer
one?
service for me is for key, because I would leave my house and go to Woodbury or go to Maplewood. I was everywhere,
Wow.
everywhere, because I felt like if they're shopping with me, that's the reason why.
Right.
And I couldn't like just have them just don't what they came for. I could like provide to them because their needs were my first priority right now for them.
Wow.
So yeah.
And that's a thing where that shows your commitment, number one,
Right.
your passion. You know what I'm saying? And when when you do things of that nature where you're putting in real, true, authentic energy,
Mm-hmm.
positive ones, it can only come back to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It can only come back to you because you're putting in genuine effort to make customers satisfied and all these things. Now, what is your target audience? Because you've mentioned this a couple of times. You had to figure out your target audience, and what sort of a women or general public do you target to market and sell your things to?
Right at this moment in my business, my target audience are pretty much women that are business minded, career women that work 9 to 5 in corporate America, ages between 35 and up.
Wow. What
So,
made you choose that?
I think for me, just a consistency. I don't want to target an audience that would just shop with me once a month or once every 6 months. I don't have customers that shop for work daily, because you work in corporate America, you have to be there every day. You have to look a certain way, and you having a job you can afford to wear what you wear. So I want to keep that consistency going with my business and my customers, with my clientele.
Okay, so you're speaking in terms of the fact that career-driven women who have to
Look a certain way for
look
work.
a certain way
Yeah.
and actually run through many outfits every day,
Yeah, and
every
yeah.
week.
And my client right now, they pretty much focus on every season. Like, we need stuff for spring, we need stuff for winter, we need stuff for summer. So I try to be consistent with that, because I know they're gonna come and shop with me with that.
Okay, wow. How has that been working out for you?
It's been pretty well.
One thing you mentioned that I want to talk to the people about, that is a thing that a lot of people don't think about most times, is the fact that you mentioned that after those 6 months you went back and did what you call rebranding.
Mm-hmm.
You got a new logo.
Mm-hmm.
You decided, I'm going to model my own things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this. That's a big deal, because it's like almost going back to the drawing board. Sometimes people look at it as failure. Like, I got to go back and do something all over.
Right.
I got to start over from something. That's something people got to think about, especially the ones who are, for you who might be wanting to get into a business or anything of that nature. It is okay to always go back to the drawing board.
It
right?
is. It really is. It just give you a better vision of yourself, a better understanding of what you want to do with your life or your business life. It helps. I think it comes with growth. It comes with growth. So if you want to better yourself and do better, you gotta like step outside your comfort zone and do something strange or something different.
Wow. Wow.
And whoever gets that will kind of stick with you. Who doesn't, they will leave. But it's up to you to like push yourself further, and that's what I was doing.
And one of the things about this show too is that this is about all works of life. This just is also just about life, period.
Right.
What you're saying can be applied to anything.
Anything.
It don't have to be business, right?
No, it doesn't. It can be relationship. It could be your job. It could be whatever. You have to. For me, I kind of like go back every 3 months or 6 months, whatever the case may be, and trying to figure out what am I doing wrong and work towards that. Because I hate being stuck in the same position for too long.
Stagnation,
so,
sort of a thing.
Right.
So you're always critiquing yourself.
Right. Every 3 months or 6 months, I'm always going back and saying, what am I doing wrong? Or, with my business. I'm like, what am I doing with my business?
What can I improve?
What can I improve? What can I bring in? And what can I change to make it better?
Wow.
So.
That is a great message for people to hear, because it's a lot of folks out here who want to do what you're doing, want to start what you're doing, and because of saying I've already done this, it didn't work, I don't have the energy, or I feel like it's a waste of time at this point, they wouldn't go back to the drawing board. So that is a great message, and we thank you for that. Now,
I mean, it's just something that you have to do too, just to feed onto that. Like, if you want to do something, what I've realized, like, you cannot just let everybody know what you're doing. Just do what you do, and just do without their opinions.
Wow.
Because regardless what's to talk about it, so why can't you just do it and let them see it? Then you having them come in and then kind of feed your negativity and say, oh, that's not going to work because someone else did it and you're doing it ain't going to work. You gotta just do it and not even worry about what they're going to say or whatever, and just, that's how I did mine.
Wow.
That
happened to me, to be quite honest with you. No, it really did. You took my mind some other place, but which is quite relevant to what we're talking about. That was a time I was into making movies, into making music and all these things, and I knew within myself I could do all these, I could do whatever, right? But what you just talked about too is also like trying to look for validation from people, right? So I remember I would make a song in the studio right away. I would just take a little clip and send it to my cousins and hearing it, bro, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And they're not understanding my own creativity or, what I'm about when it comes to this stuff. They will say this, or they'll say that. Some will say good stuff, but I also lash on to those negative comments like, maybe this is not for you. Keep doing movies or whatever the case was. So as I went about my own growth, as you mentioned, then it hit me like, man, some people might not be even able to do what you're doing. Yeah. So they can't even understand it.
They won't. And I think it's just you trying to figure out your circle of network too. And mainly for me, I think it was those strangers. Because it was strangers. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know where I came from. They didn't know what my vision was. But they were doing what I was doing. So they kind of had a mindset of, business. So there was no judgment or nothing. You come to them and say, hey, here's my goal, whatever I'm going to do. They'll give you opinion, or do this way or do it that way. It was always positive feedbacks, which was great because they didn't know me, so they couldn't just tell me anything that make me feel like, okay, I'm doing this right. It was about strangers that I've never met in my life before, but through social media we kind of got together and networked together, so that kind of helped me push me to do better with my business.
That's almost like the thing where it says a prophet is not respected in his own home, something of that nature. So the people who didn't know you, who didn't say, this is Wannie-Mae though,
Right. I went to school with her. Or I know where she lived,
right?
Her background. No, strangers I don't even know from nowhere. That just really kind of like put my mindset at a different level, right? Because I'm like, these are girls who I don't even know my first name. They just know me as Chic Always Owner.
Wow.
And they were so supportive, always giving me tips on what to do, where to go, what to get for my business. It was just like a bounce off each other kind of like thing. But I really like took that because I felt like it was like a one-time thing where I was able to grow as a person and also like expand myself in different ways.
How did you go about your networking? Because it certainly sounds like you said, networking was really instrumental
in it really was.
Getting you out there to people who didn't know you, to support you.
Right.
What is your method? What was and is your method of networking?
I think for me, it's just, for me personally, word of mouth, and also just having the time and energy to like be on social media a lot,
right?
But find the right group of people, because everybody has groups these days.
Yeah.
In most groups when you go on, it's all negativity or it's not positive. It's just there for being there. I think just having that right group of people, women who are about business, about just having a good vibe all the time. You got to find that right niche for you and kind of like click onto it, and then meet people who in that group who you think are positive or doing better than you. That's my thing. If you're doing better than me, I want to be with you because I can learn from you.
Wow.
I'm not gonna envy you. You're doing great. Okay, we're gonna be friends.
That is such. You're dropping such jewels right now. I mean, you're dropping such jewels right now. That is a big thing.
I think for us, most women, if someone's doing better, we try to like, oh, whatever, she's doing better. I'm not gonna be, the envy comments. But for me, I want to be your friend if you're doing better. I do. I'm crave to because I feel like you can help me in a certain way. Because if you're doing better, what are you doing? What's your secret? Tell me. Let's be friends. Let's go out for lunch. Let's talk.
Wow. That's beautiful.
I don't want to be the girl that like, oh, she got that going for herself, because everybody has a story. We all have a beginning that we started from. Yeah. And if you are at the point where you are making money more than I am, girl, put me on. Who's your plug? Who's your vendor? You know.
That's the message right there. That
Yeah.
message right there can just end our show right now if I had to on some real stuff because
No,
I
because-
can't
yeah.
I can't even express how big that is.
Right.
That's a big thing in our communities, not just our African community, but just the world over.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people. Not everybody's happy for the next man's success.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
and that's so scary because you feel like if you, because my thing is I'm so open and transparent. If you come to me, hey, Wannie, where'd you get this from? I'm gonna tell you, because I feel like if I'm doing it, you want to do it. Why not? I might not give you the specific.
I mean, I was about to
thing,
say, I know you're doing it, but you can't give all the super.
Not the super things, but like the basic. You know,
Okay.
Where do you get your labels from, or your tags from, or
Yeah,
whatever?
Yeah.
I'm listen. Here it is. I will put you on because I'm pushing you to do that for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because I felt like for me, there was no one pushing me to do it. It was just me and strangers. That was like, girl, you can do this. Why you know what I'm saying? Like, go for it. You can do this. You know. So.
Yo, man, you are a monster. On seriously, on a lot of levels, you're a monster on a lot of levels. I just want to touch on something real quick though. Speaking of networking, you did mention to us when we had our pre-talk about you did some pop-up shop or pop-up sip. What was that experience like for you?
Oh my God, you're gonna bring me back to this story again.
No, these people got to hear it because I've heard it and it really it made me gain so much respect for you.
Oh my God.
And so I need them to hear it, please.
No, so when I first got my business started, I did a bunch of pop-ups. Like, I was at every event possible. If you had a pop-up event on Facebook, I'm paying to come to it. I'm getting a table. I'm doing everything I could do for it. And my very first pop-up event, oh my gosh, it was a whole mess. I was so excited for that event. I went and got everything twice because I felt like this is going to be big. It's a big pop-up event. I had an ad online, everything for it because I was like, oh my God, this is going to be huge. Got up early morning and got things ready. I got there on time, got things set up, and did what I had to do to make myself, make my business stand out. I was just over the top with it. I think it just made me over. I try to like go over for everything I do. But for that, it was my first event. I was super excited for that. And I was just like so geeked up about it, trying to like, oh my gosh, Wannie-Mae doing this. Right. You can put him out there. And I went in on that event. And it was from noon to I think 5:30, and I got to like 9 in the morning.
Oh my goodness!
Trying to make sure I was there on time, unpacked, and get things ready. I got extra clothing rack. I just got everything in bundle. Cause I was like, I don't know, I might sort out. And we got set up. And I think for me, I didn't realize the event target audience. It was mainly for craft, not clothing. So
wait. So this particular pop-up event, did you know that prior to that?
No. I think I kind of skipped over because I was so excited. So I didn't really think to like ask the right questions as to, what is it about or what's the audience going to be like. I just, pop-up event, I'm going to do it.
So it was most specific to arts and crafts.
It was, art and
wow.
craft. Yeah. So I got there and sat there from 9 to 5:30, made no money whatsoever.
Oh my goodness!
I made no penny, nothing whatsoever. People would come by. Oh, you got nice things for my granddaughter. I'm like, whoa, your granddaughter. But it was mainly like older women, like 95, 87, like older crowd, And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. But I was like frustrated with the whole process because I felt like I have put so much into this that day or that week, to be specific. And I didn't even gain now a penny back from it, But here I am now, Miss Wannie, Happy Wannie, on Facebook. You guys, I had the best Papa Shop event. I made so much money.
Wow.
Just being positive and just having a positive mindset,
So after that experience, what was your thought process when you hit the crib after leaving that?
I was depressed.
I can imagine.
I think I was more embarrassed because I had a girlfriend with me who was with me the whole time, and she sat there throughout the process, and nothing was happening. We just sat there and got on the phone and sat there more, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed. But no, it was hard, and I think during that period too, I was like trying to be at every event as much as possible. just to get my name out there.
So you still went out.
I still went out. I had about, after that, I think about maybe 18 or 17 more pop-ups. Shop. I was going to I was begging to go to events. Like, can I come to your event? Can I pay right now, be at your event? Like, I was trying to be at every pop-up event.
I mean, your determination is major. No, seriously, you're. This is what we're talking about. This is why we're doing this show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because and then we talked a little bit, and I mentioned to you that the way I have evolved and grown to look at things, I don't consider the hardships or the things people call, bad experience. I don't look at them as enemies.
Right. It's just
I look at them as a stepping stone.
Right.
Because they are like a training process. Now look at you. You know what I'm saying? They're there in your way. Hey, if you can get over it, you become better. If you can't, all right, stay back there and keep complaining with the rest
exactly.
of the
Right. And I think now I'm at the point where I just stopped asking now. They ask me to be to their events. Like, you want to be a part of this event for us?
Wow.
Like, can you come out? Can you bring your things out? I'm like, no, now I'm being picky as to where I go.
Hey, I mean,
which is something
you've
that
put
I'm
in the
trying,
work to be distinctive.
Yeah, but I'm being picky as to where I go, because I feel like, I mean, it could be a pop-up event, but if I go there, I might have my audience I want to sell to. They might not be there. I can just be at every event now because I want to make money. I got to be there to cater to the right people.
Certainly. You've done quite well for yourself. We're going to get to your story in a little bit here, but one more thing I'd like to ask you for the benefits of those who are sort of on the same journey as you. What are some specific things that you can share? Because I know you can't give out all your secrets here. But what are some specific things that you've done with your business, whether it be your clothing, whether it be the little things? What can you mention that has helped you to stick out, or
well, for me, I think that over the few months I've kind of grown my business, I've done a lot of things differently, where I've brought in now shopping bags. I never had that before with my logo on it.
With your logo on it?
So I got that. I got thank you cards. So when you want to shop with me, I have a thank you card that comes with your package that says thank you for shopping with us. And I also have paper wraps with my logo on it as well. I just bring different things in just to kind of like put my name out there as much as possible. And I was able to trademark my business name too with the Minneapolis within like 2 months ago.
And that's very important.
I did that as well. So yeah, I just want to to do that. And I think also too, I'm trying to bring more stretchy outfits for women, because I feel like we all have different body type and sizes. So I think that just having clothing that stretches out, that fits the right body type, also kind of like make me stand out in a way. But it's also like great things, not just cheap quality, but like good quality things that you could wear for years and wash and wear again. So
you one more thing I don't want to forget about the specifics of some of the things you do is you do make your own tag in the clothes, don't you?
Right. I have my tag.
How did you come up with that? No, that's very innovative.
It's just networking. I've seen girls who does this for their business. I feel like, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. Wow. And they said, well, go this way, go that way, go this vendor, get this, get that. And I was just willing to put the work in and to be consistent with it. Reaching out to people, asking the right questions.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to the one of the main event here is that it's been a couple of months now since you've acquired your own store, your own boutique.
A month.
Mm-hmm. What was and how has that experience been like for you?
It's been quite amazing. I wish I had done that a month ago. Only because it's my safe haven for me. I love being in that space. I think that it has really helped my business because you have the chance to come in and feel the fabric, try it on before you purchase it. Then have it online where you don't have that chance to do that online. You can now come in person and try it on, and it will help you get dressed and stuff. So I'm bringing more things in, like jewelry, handbags. So when you come in, you have the chance to get a whole outfit within.
Wow.
At just one stop shop.
So. That's really dope. We've been to your store, and I can tell you guys is beautiful in there. And
thank you.
You've done a great job. My super observant self, I notice every, me and my brothers, me and my guys, we noticed every single thing you did in there.
Well,
we noticed we came in there, we saw this lady literally when we walked into the store, we saw her putting her earrings on specific earring cards,
Yes,
labeled with her logo on there. I mean, doing it all on her own. So that is highly commendable.
it's a one-person team. It's all me.
Wow.
No, I go well for that. So,
Well, I mean, you've done a great job up to this point, and you're going to continue doing a good job.
well, thank you.
But what is the goal for you eventually as you move forward a little bit? What next for Ms. Wannie-Mae when you think about your evolution into your business?
I think for me, I want to expand more. I want to bring different things in, like clothing for pregnant women, clothing for kids, clothing for men, clothing for just everybody overall. Just because I feel like certain category doesn't have the right things for the category. So I want to bring decent things in for women who are pregnant, or women who just had a baby and they don't feel good about the body. They want to like look a decent way, but they don't have the option for that because there's no good things out there for them. So.
That's another big deal too.
Yeah.
Because yes, the women who have who are carrying kids, they need to look good too.
Right, because your body's shaped differently after 3 months in the pregnancy or 5 months in the pregnancy.
And I'm sure it's not easy for them to shop.
It's not. So I think it's my next move to do that more. Just bring things in, not just clothing, but like things that you can use as like women who's breastfeeding, stuff like that. They can cover up in public and breastfeed the kids and stuff like that too.
Awesome.
So I want to do that, bring that in.
Awesome. You did mention to us that at some point here, maybe in the next couple of months, say maybe sometime next year, you do want to not necessarily transition, but open another store, maybe a bigger one.
Yeah. Because I think the one I'm at right now is not like a store for me; it's an experience.
Okay.
So if you were to look online, I like this outfit, and come and try it on, I'll meet you at a store. You come and try it on and purchase it. It's not like a store. It's an experience, like a showcase, a showroom.
Okay.
So I really want to keep that as for like my exclusive customers, but have a bigger space just for regular store hours and stuff.
Awesome. Now, Miss Wannie-Mae has some of her some samples back here that we can take a look at. We've seen some things here. So these are some of the things you're talking about when you say business or career driven oriented women from 30 up-ish, 35 and up. So those are some of the things that you're looking at. And we've been to your store. These outfits are beautiful.
Thank you.
How can the people find you out there? Say people are watching this program right now. How can they find you? Do you have a link? What can you give them to find you?
My social media is Chic Always Boutique. Website is shopchicalways.com. I'm located at 3300 County Road 10, Suite 311 in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota 55429.
Definitely. Chic Always Boutique, and she's on social media
constantly.
She's on Instagram, she's on Facebook, so check her out, Chic Always Boutique. Finally, before we wrap up here, Ms. Wannie-Mae, what advice can you give to anyone who want to embark upon this journey, who want to be in a position you're in, even though you are still like in the middle of your elevation? What advice do you have for these people?
I think for me, I would rather say just have a passion for it. Don't think about money. It gotta be your passion. Stay consistent to it. Be true to yourself, because there's so much out there that you could be doing that could, you could find as a distraction to you. But just stay focused, and just consistency is the key for me. Is the key. Just being consistent and just having a passion for it, because sometimes you will make no money for months or weeks. It's up to you to hey, this is what I want to do with my business. I gotta keep pushing. So just having that consistent and that mindset that it's not about the money, it's about your love for it and your passion for it.
Definitely, that passion is a necessity if you're gonna have a burning fire desire to keep doing what you're doing. And like she said, it's not about the money in the beginning of things. It's all about authenticity. This is what I want to do. I can do this. I love it. You gotta love it, and I know you love what you do.
Right, you gotta love it.
Is a very important deal, because once you put trueness into what you do, it can only go up from there. So we are so grateful to have you in this program, and this is not gonna be your first. I mean, it's not gonna be your last time on this program. We want to visit you again. Say when you have your other store or your other showcase place, say a couple of months from now, whenever.
Most definitely.
We want to come there and take a look. We want to bring you back in the show because, this program is about people like you, people like you who did not give up on whatever. And this is not just about a small business, but it can be a change of a mindset. You might be thinking one way for half your life and, knowing something you thought you knew, but you should be willing to change if you come across something that is, that is rare and worthwhile. So thank you very much. We appreciate
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. And thanks everybody for being with us today. It's been an episode 2 of the Knockers TV with Miss Wannie-Mae. Her store is Chick Always Boutique. Check her out on social media of all kinds, Facebook, Instagram. Those are some of her products over there. Support her. She's a super, innovative black woman, a Liberian woman in this community. So we commend her very much, which is what the show is about. So thank you. We'll talk to you guys again.